I don't know where this journey will end, but I know where it starts. Tell me I'm too young to understand. Said I'm living in dreams. Life will pass me by if I don't open up my eyes. That's fine by me. So wake me up when it's all over, and I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know it out loud. Trying carrying the weight of the world, but I only have two hands. Hope I get a chance to travel the world, but I don't have any plans. You said I could stay forever this young, not afraid to close my eyes. Life's a game that's made for everyone, and love is pride. Wake me up when it's all over, and I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know it out loud. So wake me up when it's all over, and
Good morning, FET. So it is an absolute pleasure to be back with you for day 2, Technology Enhanced Learning Tuesday. So our Tell Tuesday. So we are joined here this morning with James Davis, Head of Community at Wakelet, and Amy Kyle, Community Manager from Wakelet. So it's an absolute pleasure to bring you guys the Wakelet team. You know, I think at this stage we call them friends here. They're an absolutely fantastic group to work with. And I think that the big bonus and the icing on top of the cake with that is the Wakelet platform. So the humans are coming this morning, you know, and really we're just going to throw it out there. Are you ready to ride the Wakelet wave with us this morning? Wakelet allows you to save, organize, share your content all across the web and bring everything together in one place. I have to say it is my one lifesaver tech tool that I have in my toolbox. You know, not only on a professional level in the classroom teaching and learning, the potential for the Wakelet platform for collaboration, you know, communication, creativity, critical thinking is absolutely huge. The ability to bring content together and annotate it and bring it to life with the accessibility features, immersive reader are in there. It's one of my favorites, and I think there's also on a personal level, I have to admit that I did use Wakelet to bring things together when I was wedding planning myself. So it's useful in lots of different ways. But I think that's enough from me. You're here to hear from Team Wakelet. So James, good morning. You're very welcome.
Good morning, Ashley. Thank you very much for that intro. That was lovely and a great song as well. That's the probably the best way I've started a conference session before. So thank you for that. But yeah, again, thanks for having us here, to Ashley and the organisers. And for everyone attending today. As Ashley said, I'm James and Amy's joining me here. We're both from the Wakelet team and both work with our amazing community. So just a bit of background for the community actually is we work with educators every single day to make this platform the best it can be. The people like Ashley and the people attending today, if there's anything you see on the platform, it's probably been asked for, requested by, suggested by our community. So this is built by educators, really. Their feedback goes straight into the platform, and you'll see, hopefully, we've tried to make the best platform possible for educators, students, and also people alike, and it can be used for literally anything. But yeah, a quick introduction for myself. I've been here at Wakelet for 4 years now, working on the community team, and very recently we brought Amy on board as well to help with that. So Amy is going to do a quick introduction.
Yes, I'd love to. Thank you, Ashley, so much for that wonderful introduction. Definitely remembering that one, using it for wedding planning as well. Love that idea. But yeah, thank you so much for having us. As James said, my name's Amy. I work on the community team here at Wakelet. So I joined in September. And I was lucky enough to be exposed to the wonderful team of Wakelet and our fantastic community. So it's my role to sort of support the community, get to jump on these fantastic sessions and meet lots of incredible educators. So yeah, fantastic to be here, and hopefully today you'll see how you can implement Wakelet in your classroom, in your personal life, and of course, please feel free to reach out to us even after the session if you have any questions at all. We're always here to support.
Exactly. Yeah, we're very open to, like I said, suggestions and feedback. And at the end of this, we'll also have a chance for a Q&A to discuss anything you want, questions. Just get them in that Q&A box on the right hand side there. But yeah, today our session is all about Wakelet. It's about how you can improve your organisation and collaboration in your classroom, but it should also be, say, in your personal life as well, as Ashley mentioned there. So what we'll do is we'll go through a quick introduction of what Wakelet is, what it can do for your life, and then we'll actually go ahead and show you through the platform as well, because we do always say, seeing is believing. We want to show you just how important, how beneficial this tool can be, and just how easy it is to use as well. So if I just go ahead and share my screen, I believe it should be sharing now.
Yeah, you're good.
Yep, perfect, thank you. So yeah, what we'll learn today, we put into like 4 things. First of all, what is Wakelet? You may have heard of it, you may have not. Well, we'll go through exactly what it is today. Then we'll go through 2 demos of how you can organize your content, learning materials and resources into what we call collections that are really visual. And then also how you can collaborate on these collections as well with your students and your colleagues. And then if you have some time, I'm sure we will, we'll go through some examples of how others are using Wakelet. Again, seeing is believing. We want to show you how other people are using Wakelet, and you can use it in exactly the same way. So really quickly, to start off with, what is Wakelet? Wakelet is a free-to-use content curation platform. It basically means we allow you, your students, and people in general to save, organize, and present content from the web into collections that you can easily share with other people. And this image is my favorite with Wakelet because it shows you kind of the solution that Wakelet brings, the solution, it's the problem it solves. So on the left-hand side here, this is how you may currently be sharing Wakelet. So this is some learning resources and materials for your students. And you may share these via a messaging service, your LMS, via email, just on the board. And they don't look too engaging. I mean, these are links here. There's no real context to them. You know the website link, but if you don't know that, you don't really know what you're clicking on here. Again, it's not very engaging or interactive for students or people in general. It's quite grey. It's dull to look at. I mean, sometimes they're blue, but at best they're underlined, and that's about it. And it's not very organized. I know we've put it into sections here, but it's not very organized. And imagine sending this over Messenger or via email. It's so easily lost. If you go back 7 days later to try and find the links that were shared with you, you must have had to favorite it in your email or search for the subject line again. It's just quite hard to find. So Wakelet solves all those problems in a really nice, easy platform. So on the right-hand side here, this is those same links inside of Wakelet. They're all embedded, they're all engaging and interactive. Each link, as you see here, has more context to it. So Wakelet turns that URL, that link, into a card or an item that has a title, a description for added context that you can change, and also it has imagery as well. Again, more engaging and more interactive for your students. For stuff like images and YouTube videos, they play online. Again, they're more interactive. It's easily organized, easy to find again because it's in your Wakelet profile. With 2 clicks, you'll find it again and reshare it. And I suppose the best thing above all is it allows you to share 10, 50, 100 links via one link. So you can basically link dump everything into one collection and just share that one link to someone so they can go ahead and refine that really easily. So that is Wakelet in a nutshell there. And I suppose 3 important things before we carry on any further is Wakelet is completely free to use. And we've said it will always be free for educators and students. So everything you see today is free and always will be. Unlike other platforms, Wakelet is unlimited too. So it's not free and there's ifs, buts and maybes. It's full on unlimited. You can use it for anything. There's no limits to the number of collections you can create, things you can add, resources you can add, sharing, collaborating. It's completely limited. And also it's completely safe to use as well. So I suppose the most important one here for everyone in Ireland, in the UK, GDPR, we are GDPR compliant. So we handle all of your data privacy correctly. And along with them, these ones are very, very strict in the US, but these are student privacy laws as well. So very strict in the US, they just mean that we, again, handle data privacy really, really seriously here at Wakelet for students, but also for everyone as well, educators included. And then to the platform itself. So Wakelet is a platform online, and really, if you understand the 4 steps that I'll explain right now, you'll understand Wakelet in its entirety. As we said before, it's the best place to organize and collaborate on content. So step 1 is, if you just think that you can save anything to Wakelet, then you've literally nailed Wakelet. You can save anything from the web. So think of anything that exists on the internet, on the web that you use, you can save it to Wakelet. So articles, web pages, you can save them. Videos from YouTube, you can save it to Wakelet. Whether it's a blog from your favorite educator or a tweet from your favorite influencer, you can save it to Wakelet also. Facebook posts, Instagram posts too, online documents, podcasts, music, games, literally anything. If it exists on the internet and has a link or URL, you can save it to your Wakelet collection. So that's step 1. Step 2, you can then organize and curate these links, pieces of content, resources into collections. And these are really visual, really engaging, and they allow you to add more images, videos, links, text, whatever you like really, just to make your collection even more engaging and even more meaningful for whoever's viewing it. Then step 3, this is the one we'll cover today a lot more, is you can actually collaborate on these collections. So what I love is you don't actually have to create a collection all by yourself. You can actually invite your colleagues, you can invite your students, your friends, your family to all collaborate together in one place, all adding content, all working together in a nice collection that you can really easily work on. And then step 4, you can then present and share your collection however you like to whoever you like. So we have loads of integrations with your favorite apps to share to Microsoft Teams or Google Classroom if you use that, Twitter. And we also have different layouts too to display your collection in the best way possible. So again, just go through them. Step 1, save anything to Wakelet from the web. Step 2, organize that into a collection. Step 3, collaborate on that collection. And then step 4, present your collection however you like and share it to whoever you like as well. And that is me for the slides and introduction. So hopefully that made sense with Wakelet. It's honestly super easy to use. And what we thought we'd do is Amy's actually going to go and show you a little demo through the platform. Again, seeing is believing. We want to show you just how easy it is to curate that content, organize yourself, and then also collaborate as well.
Thank you, James. I believe you should see I was a little bit premature on that one there, but yeah, you should be able to see my screen okay. Is that all right?
Yeah, can do.
Fantastic. Brilliant. So, oh, just checking I'm not muted. No, I'm good. There we go. Right, so yeah, thank you for the introduction there, James. Yeah, hopefully you got an idea of what Wakelet is and an idea of how already you can start to use it. But just wanted to give you a quick overview of the platform itself. So and how you can quite easily start adding content to collections. So this is Wakelet. If you haven't done so already, you can create a free account, as James mentioned, completely free to sign up. So you can create an account and you'll be greeted with a page that looks a little bit like this. It will have a few less collections, but not to worry. I'm sure you'll start curating lots of fantastic collections very soon. So you'll see a page that looks a little bit like this. As you can see, I've got lots of fantastic collections here that I've created, recipes that I've put together, podcasts, a little bit of crime podcast here as well, class assignments on topics such as that. So this is where you can start creating your collection. So we'll jump into this here. And if you want to start creating a collection, you get something that looks like this. So it's kind of like your blank canvas. You can create whatever you like. So I'm gonna throw one together just to show you how easy it is to start adding that content together. So it kind of prompts you for a title. So we'll pop that there, and a description. So I'm going to collate some resources together all about climate change. With this description, you can add as much or as little information as you want. Some use it to leave instruction or a note for class. So you can say sort of, hi class, these are resources for the lesson we'll be going over, or it could just be a note to yourself. So collection of resources for. It could just be a little note to yourself, just so you know what your collection's about. We'll add a cover image just by going here. So with these, you get two options. So you can upload an image that you already have saved down, or you can choose from a library that we have linked with Unsplash. So we actually have a library full of free to use, like copyright-free images that you can grab from here. So you can grab any one of these and add that into your collection there, just to make it look a lot more visual. And if you revert back to the image James showed of that, having that document full of links, it's already looking 10 times better than that. But you can also add a background just by going here as well. Same two options, so you can choose from library, and just to show you that you can put in different topics. If you type in a slightly different one there, you'll get different images. Like I said, these are all easy and free for you to use, so easy for you to grab if you haven't got them already saved down. So that's obviously just the base of your collection, but you can quite easily start adding content really quickly. So this sort of green plus button, that's where all the magic happens. This will bring up all of the options for you to add content. So as Jane mentioned, anything from the web, anything with the URL can be saved down into Wakelet. So I've got just a few examples here. And another thing to note that with Wakelet, if you're anything like me, sometimes you've got so many tabs open and things like that. Wakelet kind of helps you get rid of those. If you've got it saved down in a collection, it's a really nice way to organize those tabs, pop them in a collection, bookmark them, and you've not got all of those. But just for this example, I've got some tabs open just to show you easily there. So if you grab some articles just here, as I said, if you just grab the URL and go to copy there, and just copy that, and you can save that down into that one just there. So that will add automatically into your collection, and as you'll see, rather than it just being sort of like a hyperlink with limited information, you'll get a title, you'll get an image, and it'll bring back a little bit of description. So it gives you a little bit more. A little bit more context to what you're actually adding in, and you can do this with a whole range of information there as well. Just double checking, is it someone? I'll pop back because I've got that. Am I giving control, or is that okay? No, all good.
You're good, Amy.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was requesting it, so I thought we'd jump back. So yeah, that's just with a couple of URLs here, but you can add it from anywhere. So I've got YouTube link just here. Great thing about YouTube links is that it will add automatically into and embedded into your collection. So I really love that about YouTube videos. As you can see, it's embedded and actually plays within your collection as well. So you don't have to worry about jumping off and then jumping back on, and actually removes those ads as well. So again, super simple, just adding in the URL just like that. I've got a Twitter link just here as well, so you can add it from all kind of socials or anything like that. Can't stress it enough, literally anything with a URL you can add down into your collection, just like that. Really lovely thing also about like tweets or any kind of social, Instagram, Facebook post or anything like that, is it kind of appears as it would do on the platform. So it's a really nice way to sort of create a diverse and visually engaging multimedia look on your collection as well. So as you can just see, a few links there, but they're all really nice and different on the page as well. Got a last one I showed, so even podcasts, like I said, anything you like, you can add these down into there. So you just paste that, and you've got a Spotify link just there that you can interact with just there. So a few different links from different sources there, and you can add them down with the URL. But there are a few more options. So if you want to give your collection even more context, you can add some text. So you can add as much text as you like, make it more personal, make it more your own, and you can add as much there as you like. Hi class, review the below, but you can add as much as you like here. So there's a few options that you can play around with formatting as well. You can kind of change where that lies. You can make that header, which is really good for when you're wanting to break up that content a little bit as well. So if you want to break up with headers or subheadings or anything like that, you can do so, or you can just add a bit more text and give it more context and make it more your own. You can also actually hyperlink text in there as well. So if you don't want to add a whole piece of content into your collection and you just want to hyperlink a bit of text, you can have that in the text there by going to that link that's just there and inputting a link just there as well. So a few ways that you can actually add content within your collection, even within the text as well. So just going through a few more of these options, so you can actually add images and PDFs as well. So if you already have images saved down, you can add these. I've got this infographic here. So again, Wakelet sort of uses, works alongside some of the resources that you already have. So it's a great way of organizing those as well. So even if it's not new content, existing content that you already have, you can save down. Same with PDFs. If you have any PDF documents that you have, you can include those in your collection too. This middle one here is your bookmarks. So anything that you save down, all of these items will be classed as bookmarks. So if you are using it in multiple collections, you can go here and actually find items that you've already used in previous collections and add those in. Or if you're just browsing and you want to bookmark items and you don't quite want to make a collection just yet, you can do, and they'll all be there ready for when you do want to make a collection. And you can add as many as you like in there as well. And then this last one just here, so we've got a number of integrations here which make it super easy, even easier to add content. So we've got the Twitter feature just here, which allows you to actually search a keyword or hashtag and add tweets straight from there. So if you want to document your conference or anything like that, you can do so on here. So we'll use actually your hashtag just here, just like this, and it will bring up all of the hashtags with that in there, so you can actually bulk upload. Oh, there we go, we've got one just here. Someone grabbed a screenshot while James was presenting just there, which is fantastic, and you can actually add and document those as well. Great thing about this Twitter feature is that you can sort of do those in bulk. So if you are documenting like an entire conference and you want to you know, keep all of those saved in one place, all of the feedback, all of the resources shared and the ideas shared, you can actually bulk upload those like by clicking the 50 tweets just there. However, the more you scroll down, the more it will load. So again, it will bring up the next 100 as well. So you can actually bulk upload all of those or just select a few individually. So if you go to the plus just there, you can actually just select and add one individually just there, just like that. Fantastic. So Tracy's all set up there. Next one down, we've got the Flipgrid video. It doesn't like me filming it two times, so using my camera twice. However, with this, we've got the Flipgrid integration, which allows you to actually create videos straight within your collection. So you can do instructional videos, whether that's screen recordings or anything like that. You can do little messages, notes to class, leave instructions, maybe an introduction, anything like that. You can actually create these videos in Flipgrid just there. You don't need a Flipgrid account, it will just connect through your Wakelet account. Really cool thing about that as well is that you can actually upload videos that you already have as well. So anything up to 10 minutes, you can, if it's like in an MP4 style or anything like that, you can just pop those straight through there as well. So it doesn't have to be YouTube videos. But speaking of which, you can also, I showed obviously you adding a YouTube video as a URL. However, you can actually search within this feature here, and it will actually pull up YouTube videos for you to search, and you can actually sort of bulk upload as many as you want. So if you want a number of these to be added just there, and you don't quite know the video that you're looking for, you can sort of have a browse through there and add those in just like that. And again, as I said, you can watch them within your Wakelet, great for when you're presenting, and you don't have to jump back out. You can play those within your collection. And then last two here, similar. So as I mentioned before, Wakelet works alongside a lot of the tools and platforms that you're already using. And if you already have documents and anything saved down already in your Google Drive or OneDrive, you can actually connect those accounts and pop them in your collections as well. So if you have your Google Drive connected, like I do here, I can actually grab content really easily or search it up here and add it straight into my collection. So again, making it super easy for you to combine existing documents, existing resources that you already have, and popping them in your Wakelet collection as well. So that's all the content in terms of what you can add. I'm sure there's lots more. Like we say, can't stress it enough. Anything with the URL can be saved down into Wakelet. So any of the resources you're using can be saved down. But hopefully you've been able to see how easy it is to start doing those and organizing those into collections. There's a few things that you can do with actually changing how it is presented and how it looks as well. So if you hover over any of your items, you'll see two little icons here. So you'll get the bin. So if you want to delete it, you can do, or you'll get that pencil, which is the edit just there as well. And you'll be able to edit those and add information if you'd like to as well. So if you want to add a caption to this, we'll just do a little bit like that, or a description you can do, which is great for if you don't want to add a whole text box. If with PDF documents you want to change the image, you can choose an image just there. And you can just upload that just there as well. So, and you can even add descriptions and things. So you can really make it your own. And again, if you think back to that document that James showed that I'm sure you've received or sent out with links just like that, you can make these even more contextualized as well. Also, if you have added content down, it doesn't have to stay where it is. You can move things around by dragging and dropping, and you'll also see these arrows at the side just here as well. So you can use those to easily move things around if you'd like to. So if you say wanted that at the top, you can do so and push that to the top as well. So a few ways of changing it around so it doesn't have to stay where it is. And then lastly, just with the layout options, at the moment, we've got it as a media view, which is really nice for if you want kind of a step-by-step storytelling way of presenting your content, really great for lesson plans, newsletters, anything like that. But we do have a few more options here. So we've got compact view for if you do have lots of resources and you want to make it a bit easier to scroll through, if you've got lots and lots of links in one collection. We've got grid view just here, which is great for side-by-side comparisons. If you're doing any sort of comments to the videos or links or anything like that, you can do so that way. And then one of my favorites is mood board as well. So this allows you to kind of put it all in one place. Really great for if you're doing things like class discussions or collaborating or anything like that, or if you're just saving down resources personally for like recipes or anything like that. You can save those down and you're not too worried about the order. And I kind of see it as just like throwing lots of ideas into one place, which is really nice. So we'll go back to that one just for now. And before I hand this back over, just wanted to show you the privacy options here. So any of the collections that you create are private by default. However, you can then change that to unlisted or public. So if you do want to share your collection, you can change that to unlisted, and you can also make that public. So that would appear on your public profile if you wanted that to be visible to anyone. I am going to change that to unlisted for now. And when you're done with your collection, you can just click done just here. And then the next really cool thing, when you've created your collection, you can then share that. So if you remember, James said you can share and present your collection. So if you're presenting, as I said, you can interact then in preview mode, just like this. and they change and they put it within your collection, so you can present this as you're going through. You can interact with the links just here and click through into these. But you can also actually easily share your collection. So if you go to this icon here, it will bring up your share options. So as you can see, there's a wide variety of platforms you can share directly to. And the really great thing about this as well is that if you are sharing your collection, the viewer doesn't need to have a Wakelet account to be able to view this. They can just simply view that without having to create an account. If they are doing so through the link, if you just copy that link and send that over to them, they can just follow that as they would any other URL, any other link that you would send them. So rather than having 20 links in a document that they would have to click in individually, one link and they've got access to it all. There's also a few more options here with a QR code if you want them to join on the mobile or anything like that. I've seen it with posters around in schools and things like that, which is a really cool way of doing it. If you're using Google Classrooms or Teams, we're on Teams now. If you're using Teams, you can share that directly there. A few socials as well, so we've got Clever there as well, so you can actually save those directly, share those directly to those platforms, so it makes it super easy to share your collection. You can actually export your whole collection as a PDF and the links will remain active, or you can do that for a printout if you wanted to, and you can actually embed your collection as well. So if you do have a website, a blog, or your learning platform, your LMS, if you're using Moodle or Classrooms or anything like that, you can actually embed your collection within that. So again, makes it super easy to use your existing platforms with Wakelet as well. So, and again, these will all remain interactive and now they'll just be placed within your platform that you're using. So super easy to share your collections once you've created them, and again, they don't need a Wakelet account to be able to view these, so they can just simply access the link or any of these platforms that you're already using to be able to view that. So that's Wakelet in a nutshell. That's adding content, that's starting to organize all of those resources in one place. And you can create whatever you like in terms of adding down resources from specific topics or classes, or for personal, for recipes, books, anything like that as well, and makes it super easy to share those as well. So I shall jump back and see how we're getting on.
Yeah, that was perfect. Thank you, Amy. Hopefully everyone can see there just how easy it is to organize using Wakelet. I know Amy showed there kind of create a lesson plan for your students, but that could be anything. It could be learning resources for yourself, research, private research for yourself, organizing that together. Even as Amy said at the start, just getting rid of those tabs. I know as educators, one of the main things is you have a lot of tabs open because you're constantly researching, looking at content, and you don't want to forget about it. So yeah, with Wakelet, you can just start with organizing your tabs, organizing your resources, and then you can move on to lesson plans, as Amy shared there, or newsletters, or even go ahead and start saving recipes or wedding plans. You name it, you can do anything with Wakelet. So that was the organization part of Wakelet, which is kind of obviously seen there as quite the main part of Wakelet. But Wakelet is also used as a collaboration tool as well. So as I said right at the start is, yes, you can use it to organize yourself. You can use it on your own, but the beauty of it comes when you can start using it with other people. So if it is saving recipes, you can use it with your family. You can all add recipes together in the same collection. If you're working with your colleagues, you can go ahead and all save, imagine remote learning resources. You all start in remote learning at the same time, and every colleague in your school or in your community can add their content into it. The tips, the tricks, the blogs they're reading, the YouTube videos they're watching, everything in one area. And then also in the classroom as well. You can use it for anything from, I've actually got a little screen here, from feedback. A great way of using Wakelet collaboration is because everyone's joining the same collection, you could use the collection for asking a question. It could be, how are you feeling today? All the way up to a classroom discussion about a world event. And your students can come in and add their own text. It could be a group research project, which I'll show you in a second with Amy, where again, everyone's joining the same collection in your classroom, every student, and they're adding their favorite artifacts, their favorite content that they find online to add into the collection and work together. Another really cool one at the bottom here, assignment submission, is that because everyone's joining that same collection, it's a great space for everyone to be organized together. So imagine you set a task of go ahead and create a Google slide, or go ahead and create an Adobe Spark poster, join the collection, and everyone dumps all their work in there, also submits their assignments, and you as the teacher then, as the educator, has all of the work in one nice, easily view in a collection. Super, super easy. And with collaboration as well on Wakelet, again, we've spoken to educators for years and students, and we've tried to make it as easy as possible to join and work together effectively. So we'll do a quick demo on how this works. Amy, I'll go ahead and invite you in a second. But to start off with, I'll just go ahead and create a new collection. So when you're collaborating, you don't have to create a collaborative collection. Every collection is a collection as it starts, and then you make it collaborative. So for example, I'll go ahead and create a new collection here. And this, I'm going to call this, let's just say remote learning resources. So this could be an example of how you're going to work together with your colleagues and collaborate together. I'll go ahead and add in an image. Let's just type in school. Let's go with this one. And I will add a description. So I can say, hey, colleagues, I'm sure you won't say this, but hey, colleagues, please join the collection and add your favorite remote learning resources from the web. So that is my kind of instruction. In the description, I can add a bit more. I'll say, please join the collection. Click edit. That'll make any sense in a minute, but it will in a second. And literally, as soon as you've added that in, you can go ahead and click invite. So invite is when you're inviting people into your collection to collaborate. And you'll notice it's on private still. Your collection can be any visibility when you're collaborating, even private. And it's really simple. If you click invite here, there are a few ways to invite people. There's link or code, and there's username or email. Username or email is simple. If they have Wakelet, type in their username. If they do or don't, just go ahead and type in their email. So for example, I can type in amy@wakelet.com. Go ahead and click add, and I'll send Amy an invite there. But what I really love about Wakelet, and what we've spoke about with educators for a while about, is students, colleagues, whoever, being able to join your collection without needing to sign in. So kind of joining anonymously. And we've done this via a link, code, or QR code. And if you invite them via this link, say, they can join the collection and they do not need a Wakelet account. So it's perfect, again, for students of any age, students who don't have email addresses, colleagues who are not interested in joining the platform and getting emails, parents who are just interested in joining and adding stuff, and again, don't want to sign up to a platform. We've made it super low barrier for anyone to join this collection and collaborate. So I'll show you now from kind of the student's point of view, or the parent, or the colleague that you're inviting. If you've invited them via that link, they'll go ahead and, 1 second, click on the link here. They click on the link, and if they are logged into Wakelet, they'll go straight through into the collection to add. If they do not, all they need to do is add their name, because the main thing is for you to understand who's adding what content. So me, as a student or colleague, I can put James D, and you'll see inside of here that I'm now in the collection. And of course, if there's content added, I could view all the content. I can read the title and description. It says, hey colleagues, please join the collection, click edit and add your favorite remote learning resources. Okay, so I'll go ahead and click edit up here. And now I can start adding content. And again, for your colleagues, your students, whoever, they can go ahead and click on the plus, and they can add anything from the web just by copy and pasting. They can add their own text, add their own images, add their own PDFs. Those without a Wakelet account can also create their own collections in your collection. So again, going further on that group research projects. And then the apps, they have a few less than you do, but they can add from their documents from OneDrive, Google Drive, and record their own video as well. So as an example, I'm just going to add a first link in. Let's say remote learning resources. I'm just going to pull up the first one. Let's just go with this one. And again, as Amy said before, all you need to do is go ahead and copy and paste. Copy, paste, and add that into the collection. And what you'll see here is underneath you'll see their name as well. So any student, any colleague who adds a piece of content to your collection, you'll see it appear in there under the item as well. So under this remote learning resource, it'll say added by you, which means added by James D, that the educator will see. And what I'd like is, Amy, are you okay to join this collection real quick? That's the code there. You've got to type it into Wakelet. Just want to show you that you can also invite your colleagues. So say, for example, Amy's going to join this in just a second. She can join the collection and start adding content in real time as well. So one thing that I really, really do love about Wakelet is that you can collaborate in real time. Within literally 10, 15 seconds, a student can join the collection, start adding content, and as soon as they start adding characters to their text or uploading an image, you'll see that they're adding it in real time. So you can see Amy's joined here. See Amy's face there at the top, and you can see that they're adding a piece of content right now. What I'll do actually, I'll just click the mood board real quick. Amy, you can have some text in as well. Just show again the real-time feature. It's just really super nice and just super easy to add content all together. We have two pieces of content loading up here. I apologize, it is a bit slower as we're obviously on the webinar right now. Normally it's super fast within seconds that's uploaded. But you can see how nice and easy this is to use for colleagues, for students, friends and family in real time. All this content is being added at once. And again, Amy's adding there a note, but she's also added a YouTube link. There's a link coming in here. Really, really nice way of just collaborating all together in one place. So if I go ahead and click done there, thank you for that, Amy. If I click done, I can then see this is kind of like my hub for remote learning resources now with my colleagues. So everything that is in here, it's been crowdsourced by the educators in the school. A great thing is you can go ahead and give a thumbs up. So for example, this how to use Zoom, I give this 100, a wow, love heart, thumbs up, or a clap. So I give this a clap, so it's a great resource. Same with the collection as well. Give some love back to the person who created it. And it's just a really nice way of giving feedback. So for students, great way of peer assessment. Everyone can react to each other. They're all positive reactions as well. So no worries about that. Everything's positive from clap to the 100. And then another thing is just for you as an educator to know, under invite in manage contributors, you will see there are a few options. You'll see there's options to promote people. So for example, Amy is currently a contributor and so is James D. And this means that they can only add content. They cannot edit or delete other people's work. So students can only delete their own work, not other work. But if you wanted to add an extra educator or a helping staff, go ahead and make them an admin. And now Amy's an admin, she can delete anyone's work, edit anyone's work as well. I can remove people as the admin. So I can say James D is adding the wrong content in here. I can remove him. And also as the admin as well, if I go to edit, you will see that I can delete anyone's as well. So me as the owner, I can edit and delete anyone's work. For example, I don't want this one in here. But as a contributor, they can only add their content. And another thing inside here, you can go ahead and generate a new link or code as well. So say, for example, people are joining who are not supposed to, or there's a deadline, you can go ahead and generate a new link or code, meaning that old invite code no longer works. So yeah, just wanted to show real quick there just how easy Wakelet is to collaborate on. And again, whether that's colleagues, collaborate on content together, whether it's students, you're looking at feedback, classroom discussions, assignment submission, and then even friends and family, wider, collaborating on wedding plans, recipes, gym workouts, whatever it is, music playlists, you can do it together. Or again, as Amy showed before, on your own if you just want to organize it yourself. So that is Wakelet for collaboration there and Wakelet for organization. Hopefully you guys enjoy that and you can see the benefits of using Wakelet. Ashley, is there any questions in the chat that you'd like us to go through for the last 8 minutes or so?
Thank you so much for bringing us on a fantastic tour of Wakelet, James. I'm just going to have a scroll back through here. There's loads of questions. Okay, so question in here. If learners join with a code, can we verify their identity?
So if they join via the code, currently not, if it's like via that way. But a great thing we literally just introduced actually, which I don't think we'll have too much time to cover, is the ability to import students. So if I'll go ahead and share my screen real quick. Honestly, it won't take too much time. Inside of here in your home area, if you go to your three dots and admin panel, we've now introduced the ability to import your whole class into Wakelet. So if you go to admin panel here, you'll see this is kind of your group area. And what you can do is you can import groups from Google Classroom, from Microsoft, or from Clever. And this just means it will sync with whatever you're using, and it'll import your entire class and each person there. So it's a great way, just as you asked there, of verifying the students. And then when you do invite them to collaborate, as I showed there, that it will say their name underneath. So if you're looking for kind of verification, great way, really, really simple. Import your class from this admin panel import area, and you'll see them inside of here, and you'll see student 1, student 2, student 3, student 4, and you'll then be able to click into their accounts and see what they're creating as well. So yeah, that's a great thing. We didn't get too much time to cover it today, but if you're looking for, again, extra verification and importing your class, it's a great place to start.
Thanks, James, and thank you for going back in to show us that. Question here, and it's just around information. So Enya is wondering, if Wakelet appears to be free, does Wakelet actually own all of the material that's in there?
Yes, no worries, we got a question quite a lot. With Wakelet, it is content curation. So no, we don't own it, you own it. And to be honest, the ownership is still with the original source. So say, for example, you're creating a collection and you're adding a tweet, that tweet is still owned by the person. So say if I create a collection, I've added a tweet from Wendy and I've added a blog post by Ashley, it still links to the original source. So all of the views, say it was a YouTube video, all of the stuff all links back to that original source. If that source got deleted or the tweet got deleted, then that would be gone as well. So no, we do not own it. It's free. It's not free for that reason. It's free because we want it to be free. And all the content there is owned by the original source.
Thank you for the reassurance on that, James. There's one there that I would really like to pick up on, and it's around just the difference between Wakelet and Pinterest, because I was a Pinterest addict myself until Wakelet came along, and I think it's just they're not comparable anymore, you know, because I think really Pinterest brings together, you know, kind of high level pictures or photographs, but you actually have to then go and go off to different places on the web to see the content, not to mention all of the other features. But would you like to come in on that? Yeah,
of course. I mean, for me, again, I use Pinterest still. I think Pinterest is great for kind of mood boards and discovering. Again, it's a lot to do with imagery. But the way I see it is, I use Pinterest, and I see Pinterest as kind of collecting images. So collecting images from the web, whereas Wakelet is collecting content. So images plus articles, blog posts, podcasts, games, web articles, you name it. So yes, they're very similar, and to be honest, it's a good comparison, because as long as you understand Pinterest, then you understand Wakelet. And then also they do allow you to organize, again, images and organize content. But with Wakelet, you can do so much more as well. We kind of covered a bit today, but you can bookmark, obviously organize. You can collaborate, which you can't do on Pinterest, but I don't believe anyway you can do. You also have a public profile, if you didn't cover too much, which is kind of a great place for organizing a portfolio and organizing your PD. So yeah, they are comparable, but once you get used to Wakelet and start using it, you'll then see the different examples, different ways you can use it. They are no longer comparable, as Ashley said.
Thanks for that, James. I think I just want to come in there as well, because you have a fantastic week coming up next week
yes,
with the Wakelet community. Would you like to share some information about that?
Yes, I would. Thank you, Ashley. I completely forgot about that. I've been integrated in FET Fest, but yes, we do have a great virtual conference coming up next week. It's called Wakelet Community Week, and as we said at the start, everything we do here at Wakelet is about our community, largely of educators. So it's a virtual conference from the 7th to the 11th of June. It's come around super fast. And it's basically just our celebration of the community. So there'll be plenty of sessions to do with Wakelet, where you can join and learn a bit more of how you can use Wakelet for the specifics. So just for collaboration, just with your students, for organization as educators and so on. For portfolios, that's a session as well. But we also have some great keynote speakers as well, some thought leaders from the education and edtech world, talking about some great topics. And then in between that, we have some great things going on. For example, mindfulness sessions, because we want you to take a bit of kind of time for self-care. So we've organised a session a day to kind of go over that. There's a bit of personal development about personality traits. There's a bit of time to take care, again, like I said, of yourself. And there's also speed networking opportunities as well. So again, with these virtual conferences, they're amazing. But what we do miss from the in-person conferences is meeting your friends, meeting old friends, meeting new ones. So we've got speed networking for, I think, 3 hours of the day, kind of in batches, where you can meet other people. But the one I'd definitely check out is on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, we have a 12-hour live stream that is running from 11 a.m. till 11 p.m. And what we wanted to do is kind of change it up a bit, because we have sessions that are an hour long. We don't want you to sit through hours of sessions. So they're 20-minute sessions. So whenever you can find time, I know everyone's busy, there will be a session for you. You can join and learn about the specifics of how an ambassador is using Wakelet. For example, using Wakelet in a science class, using Wakelet as a librarian, using Wakelet for, I think it's something about data assessments, a lot of stuff that I have not seen people use Wakelet for before. So I'm looking forward to it myself. But yeah, join us for the week, starts on the 7th with Wakelet Live, which is all about what we're doing as a company, our mission, and also sharing kind of what's coming up in the near future with a few feature announcements too. So yeah, please join us for it. Hopefully we can link something in the chat, but if not, head to Wakelet on Twitter and you'll be able to find all the information on there.
Thank you so much for sharing about that, James. We've popped the links into the chat there. And the excitement is really building on Twitter and in that edgy Twitter space, which is fantastic. And I can't wait to join in next week. And the Wakelet events are always super fun. I'd just like to give a shout out to one of our educators in KWTB here, Sheena Groom, and to you as well, Team Wakelet, because Sheena's just popped into the chat there. I've attended Wakelet webinars on a few occasions, but enjoy them and learn more every time. So thank you, Wakelet team. So let me see what else. Is there any more coming in there? Okie doke. Just see something coming in. Shout out to Kerry College of Beauty Therapy. Fantastic for e-portfolios and content sharing. Excellent demonstration. Can't wait for Community Week. Lots of people getting very excited about Wakelet Community Week in there.
Amazing.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Team Wakelet. It's been an absolute pleasure. James and Amy, as always. Thank you for joining us here on FET Fest this morning to kick off our Tell Tuesday.
No, thank you so much again, Ashley. Thank you so much, and team, for organising this. It's exactly what people need these days, and honestly, it's a fun festival you put on for everyone. And for everyone attending as well, thank you so much for listening to myself and Amy for an hour. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day to learn a bit more. Hopefully you enjoyed it and found it beneficial as well.
Thanks a million, James.
Thanks so much for having us, and yeah, thank you for taking the time, and we hope to see you at Community Week.
I was scared to dance in the dark. I was scared of pretty girls and starting conversations. All my friends are turning green. You're the magician's assistant of that dream.